We are the nerds of the apocalypse.
Welcome to the Batman the Animated Series reunion panel. My name is Chad Bowers. I'm a local comics writer and a huge fan of Batman the Animated Series, but that's enough about me. You guys aren't here to see me, I guess. Maybe one person is. Let's go ahead and introduce our panel, okay? Alright, please welcome to the stage, one of you guys, the voice of Catwoman, Miss Adrienne Barbeau. Next we have Miss Diane Pershing, the voice of Poison Ivy. And of course, Mr. Glover, the voice of the Riddler. That's everybody, right? Okay, everybody, please welcome Mr. Kevin Conroy.
I am the knight. I am Batman.
I don't think it matters. I think everybody heard it.
Hello. All that, I wasn't even liked.
Now my mic's off, sorry. Yeah, we'll get this going. Thank you guys for being here. I'm very excited. I know these guys are very excited. We're going to ask a few questions, get to know you guys a little bit better, obviously. I know we have a lot of questions from the audience too, so. First question I want to know, first thing I want to know is I want to talk a little bit about, I don't think I've spent a lot of time on what Batman the Animated Series is, or was, and how influential it was on our lives and pop culture and those kind of things. I want to know from your point of view how you guys kind of came to the roles. Maybe talk a little bit, we'll kind of go down the line, and talk about maybe the casting process, like the secret origin of you guys getting those roles. Can we do that for a few minutes? Cool.
There are so many different ways to get into voiceover work. There are different avenues in. And I kind of stumbled into it. I was a theater actor in New York, and a great way to supplement your income in New York when you're doing stage work is commercial voiceovers, and a lot of actors do it. So I had a commercial voiceover agent. And I happened to be in LA doing a pilot for a series, and he said, well, they're putting together a new show over at Warner Brothers, an animated show. Why don't you go over and audition for it? It's Batman. And I had never auditioned for an animated show before. And I didn't even know Batman had never been an animated show. I said, Batman, I grew up on that show. I said, it's been around forever. He said, no, that was the Adam West live action show. It's never been animated. So when I went in to meet Bruce Timm and Andrea Romano and Eric Ragams and Alan Burnett, I was meeting, the A-list of animation basically, and I didn't even know. I was completely naive. And I had a totally theater background at that point. So I approached the character really from a very theatrical perspective. And when you think about it, given what my background was, Juilliard, Shakespeare, the Greeks, classics, Batman was the perfect character for me to audition for, because he's, of all the superheroes, he has no superpowers. He's mortal, he's just a person. But he's fighting this epic battle over evil to compensate for this terrible tragedy he had in his childhood, witnessing his parents murdered in front of him. So it's a very Shakespearean kind of character. He's Orestes, he's Achilles. So when I put myself in the booth, I just imagine myself in the darkest place I could go. You know, as a character, and use my imagination. And actors, you only have what you can draw. You know, they say you are your instrument, because you are the sum of everything that's happened in your life. So what you try to do in the booth is just access the emotions of your life, to be as free as possible, to let your imagination go, to dare to fail, to dare to look like an idiot. And then you come up with some really interesting things. So I was completely improvising in the audition. And I think you'll hear that a lot from actors. You often are improvising in auditions. Because producers don't know what to tell you what they want. You always go into auditions and say, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? And they always say, well, show us what you got. Because they don't really know what they're looking for. They'll know it when they see it. And so you're really up to your own devices often. And it's a question of what choices you make. Acting's all about choices. And I just happened that day, it was a golden day for me. And I made the right choices. So that was my experience.
It's on. I'm using his, then we'll see what happens. Let me see. I started out mostly as a singer and a theater actress also. And I got into voiceovers accidentally because somebody heard me talk and said, have you ever thought of doing voiceovers? And I said, what's that? And the next day I got a job. It was one of those wonderful kind of less. This particular situation is one of those serendipitous turns in life where you turn a corner suddenly and a whole new world opens up to you that you didn't know you were looking for, but are awfully glad that you found. And I was hired for, it wasn't on the air yet, and it was the first Poison Ivy episode, which I didn't know anything about. I was hired for some, what we call incidental voices, a secretary, a reporter, something like that. Went to the studio to show up to do it. And apparently the actress who was supposed to do Poison Ivy didn't quite work for the producers. And they decided to go with someone else, although they didn't know who they wanted. And there I was, and this marvelous, we love her, Andrea Romano, the director said, hey Diane, do you want to give it a shot? Or, you know, see, I went, sure, because you always say sure when they ask for this. And they showed me the picture of her, and I thought she looked sort of like a hormonal Tinkerbell. You know, she sort of does. And she's very sexy. So I said to myself, you mean all the cosmetic commercials I've done? You mean all that looping I've done for certain sexy films? And then I also noticed that she was Pamela Isley, PhD, which means she had brains. So I put my sexy voice together with a kind of a sarcasm and wit so that she could have some brains as well as sexiness. And I got the part. And it's that simple and bless them, I love it!
Test. That one's working, okay.
Hello.
Yes, okay. Well, it's working now? Okay. I started out doing musical comedies and Broadway, but musical and ended up in LA with a TV series, a half-hour sitcom called Mom. And then a lot of films and things like that. And in 1984, I had my first son, and because I had my first son, was thinking, okay, I can't work full-time anymore. There's certain things I can't take. I can't go back to New York because his dad was in LA, and I'm not going to take the baby back, away from his dad. And I can't do a two-character TV series because I'm not going to work 14 hours a day. So what does that leave? And just as I was thinking that, I got a call from an agent, a voiceover agent, who had heard me on $20,000 pyramid. And she said, I think, you've got a voice that you could do commercials or something. All right. Okay, fine. This is something I can do and not have to work full time. So I started working with this agent, and she said, go take a class in animation. I didn't grow up watching comics, cartoons. I didn't grow up going to movies. So, I don't really know cartoons at all, but I went and took a class in animation from Andrea Romano and Sue Blue. They were teaching together. Back in, it would have been about 84, 85.
I didn't know.
And, learned all the little things that maybe you don't know if you're just starting out, like, who were you just talking to? Because, who are you? Anyway, things like that. And then voiceover agent did some. And then one day I got a call from the agency, we've got an audition for you for this new series called Batman. And I just went into my agent's office. They have a recording studio there. And they handed me the copy. I don't think it was 30 seconds worth of copy. I didn't really know Batman. I knew Eartha Kitt because I grew up listening to Uskadar. My Armenian parents had Eartha Kitt singing. And I knew that she had done it, and I knew that, I can't remember her name, Miss America, she's a good friend,
Lee Merrill.
I knew Lee had done it, but I had never seen it or anything. I just did this 30 seconds for the copy the way I thought Catwoman should sound. And about a month later, they called and said, well, you got the job.
Am I on now? Oh, baby, you are. Okay, you are so pushy.
The only reason I watched the later seasons of Smallville. Once you left, I stopped watching.
I love you. Okay, so I was. What did you pay him? That was $11. How much did he pay you? Okay, we'll be fine. Okay, do you need a mic? Here, I'll be right down. Okay, so I was an actor in New York, and I did plays, and I would go for voiceovers and never get them. And finally, I got one. It was for when they invented the Metro card to ride a subway, and so I did 3 radio spots. Sometimes I was looking in drugstores and here selling the Metro card and stuff. And then I got a call one day to go back to the Metro card people because they were going to do some more. So I went into the office and the young girl, the secretary, said, okay, I'm going to play this for you and I want you to match that. And she played my voice, talking, and I finished and I said, well, that is me. And she said, okay, so match it. So I did my reading of the new steps and she didn't get it. So I was kind of washed up. So I didn't try anymore.
so I walked to work and had a great 2 hours with these talented actors. And I found out that Kevin was being Batman. We worked together in a play, several plays.
We've done so much.
And we've been in a couple of television movies together. So I knew him there, he was being Batman. And I was being the Riddler. I never watched it. It was Saturday morning cartoon. I was a grown-up. I don't know. 25 years later, right now, there are all these people, and it astounds me the importance that I had no idea about what this amazing thing meant to so many people. I just thought it was this silly Saturday morning cartoon thing. What was I wrong? So I want to thank you all for making me happy.
Thought in 1990 or whatever we started, 92, when we were doing it. I mean, no one thought 20 years later.
Well, you never do. I mean, they buy, what, 9 episodes of something, and then they'll order 10 more. So you always work per order. And Batman the Animated Series was initially probably a 10-episode order. That's likely. And then they order 10 more, and then they'll order 15. So you're always just working bit by bit by bit. And then after 3 years of that, they did The Adventures of Batman and Robin. And then they did The Justice League, and then Batman Beyond, and then the Arkham games, and then the direct-to-video movies. You have no idea that things are going to snowball the way they do. Because usually they don't.
That's right.
You know? And it's a very unusual.
And no idea that they would have longevity.
No.
Even if,
No.
any of it.
No.
It was just amazing.
Speaking of someone who was like 13 when that first episode came on.
So was I.
I can say that I felt,
Yes, I looked so young.
I can say with certainty that I felt like Batman the Animated Series, like right out of the gate, was something very different and something very special compared to certainly what else was on. I mean, there were lots of great cartoons on for kids, Darby and there's a lot. But just
There's a real reason for that. That wasn't accidental. I don't know if you realize, they spent twice as much per half hour as it had previously spent. They literally doubled the budget. It was a full symphony score, scored by Shirley Walker. It was brilliant. The scripts they spent so much time developing. They had these large casts of really interesting actors, theater actors, film actors. Andrea Romano is the best casting agent, and she would draw from all different areas of the business. So they kind of were breaking all the rules, and that was Bruce Timm, and it was very deliberate. And then the first show to ever paint on a black background. Everything about it was rule-breaking. And that's why it looked so incredible. I mean, it was not accidental that this show, 28 years later, is still so celebrated. And it still looks, when you look at it now, I have people coming and saying, they're introducing their kids to the show, and the kids are just as excited about it as the parents were, because it looks so new still. It looks so fresh.
Yeah, I just remember from the opening credits being completely blown away. And then the first episode's what, On Leather Wings, is that right? Yeah.
Do you know?
Here we go.
A little bit of trivia. The first line of On Leather Wings, the first line of the first episode of the whole Batman legacy was, what was that?
You voiced that character, right?
That was me!
Yeah, that's right.
It was a helicopter pilot who saw the flying bat, but it wasn't Batman, it was literally a flying bat. Man.
We've got a lot of people. I'm going to go ahead and head out in the audience. We're going to open it up to some audience questions. I guess, show of hands, who's got questions? Yeah, I thought that might be the case. Okay, so I'm going to step off the stage for a second, and we'll be right back. Ashley, do you have anybody on that side who maybe wants to ask the first question?
in addition to Batman, you played DC characters in film, on television, live action animation, with a lot of different sort of styles and things. Is there sort of a different approach that you take for these different characters, or is there a different mindset for playing, say, live action versus animated villain?
Well, I've only been one animation film, because I'm not really a voiceover person, as I've told you. But I've done all this DC stuff that I never knew about before as a kid. I don't know why. I never auditioned for any of it. It just sort of came my way, and I don't understand why. Can you tell me why? I'm looking for this answer. If anybody can ever tell me why all this has happened, I'm very grateful for it, and I feel lucky. What? Oh, I thought you said because I was a kid. Thank you.
Take amazing, take amazing.
I'll take amazing, sure. Pretty amazing.
We got another one over here.
So you guys referenced earlier, how the show is still appealing to so many. I think I can speak for everyone here. There certainly is a demand for a reboot. That's a lot of shows are coming back for additional seasons. My question, I guess, is there any talk of that? There's so many direct distribution movies, Hush, etc. Any chance of the show coming back for an additional season?
I haven't heard anything about that. No, there have been, like The Killing Joke and the Harlequin movie and now Hush. I mean, there are a lot of direct-to-video movies, but there's been no talk about bringing the shows back, which is unfortunate.
All right, I actually got like two for Kevin. Say, The Killing Joke. I know that I read somewhere that Mark Hamill wasn't going to do it without you. So how was it working with you, like, after all this time?
You read that Mark Hamill was what?
Wasn't going to play Joker in The Killing Joke without you as Batman? Was that
Oh,
true?
that's really nice. You know what's ironic? We always work together in the booth together, Mark and I. And he's amazing. I can't tell you I can't say enough about what a wonderful guy Mark Hamill is. He's generous, he's giving, there's no ego involved. This is what he looks like. Andrea casts actors who love actors. Actors are people. There are generous ones, selfish ones, mean ones, kind ones. There are ones you want to work with and there are ones you want to avoid. You know what I mean? And Andrea always picks actors who just come and love to play and are very giving and are very supportive. So the creative atmosphere is always a very supportive one in the room. And that's always the best to create it because you don't feel like someone's going to criticize you. You can expose yourself more. And Mark is just one of the most giving people. And this is Mark. This is my version of Mark watching another actor perform. This is literally what I've seen him do in a booth when someone else is on mic. They'll do things. Not exaggerating. It's like a kid looking at a bunch of candy. He's just like, he has so much fun watching other people. So to be in a room with him, and these booths are small, and also as the Joker, he's like Jim Carrey. He's got that rubbery face, and he embodies it. He's like, woo, Betty, They're like, he's all over the place. And as I'm opposite him, he'd be like, Betty, this, that, and that. And I'm like, boom, boom, boom. It's spit. Wipe it off. It's a very tactile experience. But everyone, all these actors on the stage, everyone has been so generous to work with. So, to get back to your original question, what was it like to work with him on the show? It's the first time we've done anything in 27 years where we weren't together. But you would never have known that because I knew what he was going to do. He knew what I was going to do. But he, has had this resurgence of interest. Because because of an obscure sci-fi movie. So he was off in England shooting Star Wars. So he had to record it from home. And I was doing my stuff. So it was the first time we weren't actually together. But no one ever asked that. Because I knew he was going to do it. So we kind of, we're tuned into each other.
Hi, how you doing? Since I was going to ask about Mark Hamill anecdotes, but is there any other part in the show that you would have loved to have a chance to voice, and why? That's for the whole panel.
I'm very happy with the one I got. Me too. Yeah.
Me three. It's actually good.
I'm just going to say, there was a rotating cast of villains, right? I never worked, although I know we were friends, I don't think we were ever on the, we never recorded together. We never recorded together. Because it would be a different villain each week. He was on every show. And so was Robin, who was here this morning, but had to leave because she's doing a play. And so they got to work with all of us and have all these wonderful stories. I will say that I got to stand in a couple of episodes when everybody was together. I got to stand with Mark Hamill over here, his microphone, me here, and the late Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. on this side. And I thought I had died and gone to heaven. Seriously, brilliant, wonderful, darling, professional, talented people. I mean, it's such a joy. Roddy, Ron.
In the cast was
Amazing people.
every week better and better. But it's interesting because of my audition, they had me reading for Batman. And then I said, but what about Commissioner Gordon? What about Bullock? I said, I'm from New York, I can do a really good New York, God. And Andrea said, why are you talking yourself out of Batman? Don't you get it? You'll be in every show. I said, yeah, but the others are character roles. She said, shut up.
This is for Kevin. So I heard you were going to play a live-action version of Batman in the CW costume. So, I was just wondering what's that been like trying to prepare to transfer to live-action for a character you've been playing for all these years. Like, what's different and is it harder or what?
They told me not to say anything about this at all. And then at one point, my phone was in my pocket, and it like exploded. I mean, it was like bing, 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 Twitter, Facebook, Twitter. They announced it without telling me. So everyone found out. I don't really know. They don't show you the scripts now until the very last minute because they're afraid people will release them. So I don't really know what it's going to entail. I know it's an older version of Bruce Wayne, sort of in the future. But I don't know what they're going to do with it. The industry evolves constantly. And you don't ever know, what's going to happen. And you have to be willing to just go with it. Like they called and said, okay, we want you to do this, great. Cleared the schedule. And then they said, well, we want you to go to a VFX studio. I didn't know what that was. VFX. I said, oh, sure, of course. They said, well, what day is good? I said, well, I'll work around your schedule. I still didn't know what VFX was. Well, it's some kind of, they said, we need you to do a full body scan. It sounds kind of medical, doesn't it? So I still didn't know what they wanted. Then they said, and I live in New York, they said, okay, the only place we can find to do it is in Toronto. I said, seriously? So the next thing you know, I'm flying Thursday morning on a flight to Toronto to get there and they said, okay, now you're doing this in your underwear. And I'm thinking, wow, I'm glad I wore clean underwear.
And are you sure it's the kind of film we want to see?
So I'm standing over in this thing. It's just a series of like 30 or 40 cameras or something in this grid around you. And they're doing multiple shots of your naked body. And I'm standing there like, you know, Da Vinci Man. And they're doing all these shots, and then 5 seconds later they said, okay, that's it, fine, you can go back to New York now. I said, you flew me to Toronto for this? And I still didn't know why. I said, what is this all about? He said, oh, it's for the visual effects, for what will be in the show. I have no idea what it's about.
Stay tuned.
I mean, this is like how the industry evolves, and you just don't know. You know, you close your eyes for 5 minutes, and suddenly there's a whole new technology about something you didn't know anything about.
Deep, what is it called? Deep fake? Or deep fake? Oh my gosh. Go on YouTube and look for deep fake. They've got Jim Carrey's head on Jack.
Yes.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
On Jack Nicholson's body doing a scene from The Shining. And it looks like Jim Carrey was hired to do a scene from The Shining.
They've been doing that for years, so they're not people's heads.
Yeah, but this is
really
terrible. I just had an audition for a video game. It was motion capture, and they said if you get it, you have to go to Serbia to do what you just did.
Serbia?
I don't think I got it.
Check. Hey, this goes out to Mr. Conroy before I say thank y'all for all y'all for making everybody shout out. Everybody shout out in here. Thank y'all very much. I was going to ask you, Mr. Conroy, I was going to ask you what was chemistry with working over everybody at the same idea. So I was going to ask, like, how was it for you to switch between characters? Like, you have Bruce Wayne, you have Playboy, and you have the Rudy Batman. How did it feel for you to play two characters?
Well, that was my idea, to use 2 different voices, and I pitched it to Bruce Timm early on, because I only had the Adam West show going, and that was like a cartoon, you know, kind of like almost an Andy Warhol kind of Zap Pow version. It was so totally different. So when he told me about witnessing his parents murdered as a child in this film noir, this dark, gritty New York world of the 30s and 40s, I said, wait a minute. He's the richest guy in Gotham. He's this playboy. Everyone wants him. He owns half the city. He puts on a mask and no one knows it's him. I said, seriously? I said, that's ridiculous. I said, can we, you know, maybe make it a more complete disguise? Why don't you let me do a different voice? And so my imagination was like a David Niven kind of character. Very urbane, very sophisticated, a lot of irony, a lot of sarcasm. And in the early episodes, they used that. Bruce was much lighter, much funnier. There's a lot of irony about Bruce in the early episodes. And then they liked that distinction between the characters. It made the darkness that much more dramatic than he went into. And they made the disguise more believable. And, but when they got the animation back from the artists, you know, we're the first stage in the creative process, the actors. We record like a radio play. And we're recording to our own imaginations what we think it's going to look like. Then they take those recordings and they send them off to artists, and the show's painted. And then it comes back from the artists. And there's a process called ADR, where you sync up the audio with the visual. And there's always extra mouth flaps painted in, or not enough mouth flaps painted in, or they change the line. And so you do dubbing to match it up. So the first time, for the first 6 months of recording the first shows, we'd never seen anything. None of the actors had ever seen anything because we hadn't done ADR yet. So I was doing this very light, ironic, sarcastic Bruce Wayne. And then the artwork came back, and it was on this black background. It was so film noir, it was so dark, that Bruce Timm said, we love everything you did, but you've got to tone it down. We've got to darken it. We like the distinction, but make it less of a distinction. And actually, we re-record a lot of the early episodes to make it appropriate. That's just a little backstory for how I came up with those voices. But it was my idea to use the two voices.
This is for Kevin. You mentioned Adam West a couple of times in the interview. I just wondered what you could explain some of your experience working with him when he was in the episode. I think it was The Grey Ghost.
The Grey Ghost. He was so great.
Was he great?
Yeah. I was a little nervous the first time he came in because, you know, actors, you kind of have a territory, a role you play, you know, and that was his territory. And he was coming in and I was like poaching, you know, on his territory. I felt a little nervous. And because he was the Batman I knew as a child. And he sensed that. And he was so gracious and so gentlemanly. He said, look, I had a blast doing it when it was my turn. He said, now it's your turn. So just run with it, have fun with it, you know. He said, I'm here to play The Grey Ghost. And he was a real, like Ephraim Zimbalist Jr., he was from another era of actors. He was just such a grace about him. A generosity of spirit, a professionalism. He couldn't have been nicer. I loved working with him.
I have a question for both Mr. Glover and Mr. Conroy. So Mr. Glover, the biggest thing is, as much I love the Riddler character, and I was just wondering how come they didn't have it in show? I think there's about 3 episodes. They didn't he's the main character in it.
Why didn't they use Riddler more?
I wish I knew. I would have loved that, but there's only 3. Maybe they ran out of riddles.
That's what I heard.
It's hard to keep up with all those riddles.
Yes, and Mr. Conroy, since what is the biggest difference between doing the voice work for a TV show and a video game?
Oh. You have no idea. Doing the shows is like doing a play. It's so much fun. You know, in 2 hours you do a show. You're working with these incredible actors. They give you so much of you know, it's like being a kid in a sandbox. It's so much fun. Doing a game, because of the way they're built, because of the way they're constructed technically, they have to get completely clean takes. So you have to do it alone. So you're alone in a booth, and they do each line separately. So you're not being fed anything by anyone. And each line is taken totally out of context. So they're describing to you the situation you're in. You're trying to keep the character of Batman in your head. You're imagining the situation, and then you're saying, you know, get out. And they say, great, perfect, give us 3 versions. Get out. Get out. Get out. Perfect. Give it to us, and give it to us with a little irony. But keep what you got with a little irony. Get out. Get out. Yeah. We love the irony. Keep the irony. Keep the bitterness. Do it with us. Yeah. By the end of the week, you don't know how to speak English. I'm not kidding. You're like, it's like, you do that for 4 hours at a time, then you get an hour for lunch, and they give you 4 hours more. Arkham Knight had 37,000 lines to record. That one game. Because of the different ways you will play it, the different variations, all that stuff's now going to be recorded. And they want 10 recordings of each one. Then they want it with irony. Then they want it with a smile. Then they want it like you're sitting on the toilet. And they always want 3 different takes. And you're always alone in the booth. And I'm telling you, at the end of 2 years, you just want to rip your hair out. But then you go and you watch the game and you think, oh my God, I'm so proud to have been a part of this. You know, this is the most amazing thing. I love it. And people ask me, what's it like to make the game? And you think, oh, I love making that. that game. I love doing those games. And you want to just pull your teeth out. It's no fun.
What you left out is that you're working with the director, he's saying, give us this, and then, okay, wait a minute, and he hits a button, and he's talking to the producer
Oh,
in
yeah.
another town, who says,
Or another country.
or another country, who says, well, what did you think of those? Did you like A? or
Exactly.
B? No, okay, shut up.
Yeah, and the worst is when they hit the button, they go, great, 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 perfect. Just 1 second. They hit a button, they go. They go, can we try that again? And you're just thinking, what were they saying about me?
And you have to, when you do voiceovers and you're in the room recording and they're in the other room with all the gizmos and all the stuff, and they're going, and you know that this was not the profession you should have gone into. You really should have gone to teaching credential like your mother begged. You've done all that, and then later on you find out they were saying, no, I wanted mayonnaise, not mustard.
The worst example of that. Oh my God. You know David Sherman, the actor, wonderful, wonderful actor. I did a production of King Lear with David. We were on a stage, and David was playing King Lear. I was doing Edgar, the role you did at San Diego. And David's audiences now, a lot of audiences think they're watching TV. So they don't think we can hear. They don't know that we're 10 feet away from you. We can hear what you're saying up here. They think, well, they can't hear me. I can, fart in my chair and they won't know. Well, David's in the middle of King Lear. He's out there going, blow wings and crack your cheeks. And he hears one old lady from the front row saying to the other old lady, you're right, he's not very good, is he? David came off stage, he was white, like a ghost shaking. He said, my career's over.
We're very insecure.
My question is for Mr. Conroy. You mentioned channeling darkness in Batman after his parents' murder. You said that you went to a certain place to gather this darkness, and then later you said you improvised it. Which is it? Did you have a personal experience that you drew this from?
Everything comes from personal experiences. As I said before, there's that saying, you are your instrument, actors. All they can teach you in acting school, I kept waiting for someone to teach me how to act, and they can't. All they can really teach you is to get through all the crap that life has layered on you, to get who you really are. Because all you can do is bring who you really are to the character, or your sense, your emotional senses to different characters. And how immediate it is, how tactile that is how much better an actor you are. So yeah, I went to very dark places to get to Bruce Wayne. The most memorable moment to me is in the movie Mask of the Phantasm, which I love. There's a scene where Bruce realizes, he falls in love with Andrea Beaumont. He falls in love and he realizes this is what life is about. It's not about vengeance. It's not about revenge. It's not about living in a cave. It's about love and sharing love. But in order to do that, he's going to have to renounce the vow he's made to his parents. So he goes to their grave. And he has this beautiful scene where he breaks down at his parents' grave and he asks them to please release him from this vow. Please, because he knows he has to love. And at that moment, whoosh, screaming out of the earth comes a flock of bats. And it pulls him down to his fate. It's so dramatic. It's a beautiful scene. But at that pleading scene, I was pleading with my father. I was pleading with my father, who I had a very complicated relationship with. And all this stuff came out. And Andrea Romano came into the booth afterwards, and she just grabbed me and held me in her arms. She said, I don't know where you just went. I don't know what just happened. But it was perfect. And we got it in one take. And we can all take a break now. So it's just about being in touch. You bring who you are. And it's why you react to Mark. It's why you react to John. It's why you react to Andrea. It's actors who are touched like that. You sense that. You see it. You hear it. You know? And you react to it. The authenticity of it.
I think you bet. One last question over here. We're about out of time.
This is I'm sorry, I'll be louder. This is Adrienne Barbeau. When you filmed Cat Scratch, at that time, did you know that your character was going to be in love with Batman? It was going to fall for Batman. How did that? Did you know? And if you did that color how you actually led up to being vulnerable with him when you fell in love? Thank you.
I don't believe I did know.
How could you? The second you walked in and saw
Well, I mean, I knew there was something going on, but
I'm sorry.
it's been so long since we did it, and I don't I think I just stayed in the moment, and as Kevin was just explaining, you know, you just access what you have inside and for what is on what the words are on the page. And I'm sorry I can't answer you that better, but
It's okay, I love you.
we recorded and everything. I mean, I only knew, you may have known more, but I only knew what was in that day's recording, in that day's session. You know, I just come in and I don't even remember, we didn't get the scripts in advance or anything, did we? So
we're never given like an overview of like a Bible. Some shows have a Bible, which is like the whole overview, the arc of a season. We never get that. We get just scripts, and usually they're sent to you either the day you arrive or the day before. So we never get to know what the arc of the character is.
or where it's going. The one thing I will say, because I remember it so clearly, that without Andrea, I would have been shit freak. I mean, I remember one episode where Catwoman's running across a roof or something, and she lands, you know, and so I'm running, and I landed. And she said, no, Adrienne, the building is 3 times that high. Okay. You know, whatever it was that I was doing, you know, she knew more. I mean, without Andrea, I don't know what Catwoman would have done.
There's a great thing about the falling sounds. Andrea taught us also well about the falling sounds.
So many falling.
No, it's a much higher clip. But there's, because that the child, even though they were never written for children, that's why they're so sophisticated. They're really never written for children. They had to be child friendly. They had to be safe. So that's why no one ever died. And even if someone fell off a 20-story building, they would bash on the ground and they'd hear, the stay alive moan. So Batman was always falling and moaning. So one day, just to get back at Andrea, I went, and of course, everyone in the booth lost it. So that became Batman's Stay Alive moan. And it got to be a thing. Guests would come in, and I would be shot or I would be hit, and I'd fall on the ground, and she'd go, and
so iconic for the past 25 years. It spawned so many comics and toys, and I know I grew up playing with so many. I had a particular fond memory of this sound book that I used to have that featured Kevin and John, and it was, I believe, from the Minotaur episode, If You're So Smart, Aren't You Rich? And you would flip the page and you would read half a paragraph, and there'd be a battering, and you press the battering button, and it would make batterings, and the Riddler would laugh, and I'd press the button of the Riddler. So I was wondering if you guys, for the past 25 years, when you've been doing these conventions, what's a really cool or interesting or funny or weird piece of memorabilia from the show that you've come across?
Did you ever see a dime off of that book?
There's a cool, I don't even know how you describe it. It's a box of a scene from Arkham, and you push a button, and it lights up, and Batman appears, and the Joker appears, and then the Batmobile appears, and it's a little vignette that Mark and I did together. There's a limited edition, may have been 100 of them, and I have one of those, which is pretty.
Did you get paid?
I got paid. No residuals, but I think I'm not quite sure what the question was, but all the artwork, all the product that came from the show is just beautiful and unique. I love the maquettes and signing those. Those are beautiful.
Is it over?
That's it. Yeah, we have to move on. Let's have a huge round of applause.
Cut the chit chat and log on. We are the nerds. We are the nerds of the apocalypse. Yep, we are the nerds. We are the nerds. We are the nerds of the apocalypse. We are the nerds. We are the nerds of the apocalypse. We are the nerds. We are the nerds of the apocalypse. If it don't confuse the podcast.